Turn it on. This is the start. Turn it on. This is the start. The whisper one. The whisper. Holy moly. That is some good shit, man.
It was I can't do it too loud because my mum's in the next room.
Yeah, let's record the vocals, but like my grandma's sleeping over, so dude, when we release this cover of Down with the Sickness, our band is going to be so fucking famous.
It's gonna be huge.
Oh, fuck.
Have you ever been in a situation where you genuinely thought that your band was going to be like a thing?
Can't say as I have.
Nope.
So the first, I obviously played in a high school band, and I was the front man. And I, at that point, didn't really put any thought into what could potentially happen for like my band in the future, like being a big band, right? I was just happy to play music, simpler times. And but when I was a bit older, I did vocals for a band with one of my friends and his friends, and I was kind of like a screamer, kind of like Rise Against kind of thing.
Yep.
And then very soon after that, I started playing drums for Beyond Mine, which eventually became House vs. Hurricane.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember like having these discussions with like the dudes that I was in my first band with, and they were like, man, like, oh dude, we're gonna be like the next thing. Like basically like and I wasn't feeling it. And the main reason I wasn't feeling it is because I was the front man and I didn't have faith in my capabilities. But
if one person doesn't feel it, it's not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen, yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, when I started playing drums and I started playing with Beyond Mine, I genuinely had that feeling. And I was like, this band is going somewhere.
Yeah, they did.
They did, yeah. Without me.
Yeah. Because they were pretty different.
To their detriment, it turns out.
Yeah. Well,
they crashed and burned soon after. Dude, who would have thought? You can turn that up a bit, I reckon. I like that. Yeah.
give it a test. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a good level.
All right. So that wasn't how I wanted to start the episode. How I wanted to start the episode was to talk about how our release has gone so far. Because this is the first recording we've sat down for since we've actually released the new version of the podcast.
Yep.
And there's some things we need to address.
Uh-oh.
One of them is people making a lot of comments about the amount of dick talk at the start of the episode.
Yeah.
Now, I need you to understand, and if you've never worked in this type of environment, you kind of need to loosen up your crew before you get started. And
Icebreaker.
That's exactly it, right? You know, I'm just breaking the ice so that everyone takes a load off their shoulders and they start to feel more comfortable.
You're greasing the wheels.
Because anything after that point is easy to talk about because you just you start high and you ease into it. Now, I want to address more specifically the comments people have made about the podcast in the way that like, oh my God, you know, don't want to listen to this with the family around. When are you doing that?
It's not the 1950s where you're all gathered around the radio. Come on, kids. Sit down. Let's listen
Time
to
for the
radio
weekly episode of the Misky Business.
Yeah, it's the Misky Business and Friends show.
Dude, I would bet dollars to donuts that any single person who has listened to our podcast has done so solo in a car or with headphones.
Yeah.
So
it's not a very speaker friendly.
So like the whole concept of like, oh, you know, people who might hear that and I would be embarrassed about that. Who? Who? And you know what? On top of that, it can be our dirty secret.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell people you listen to this podcast. Like, we don't care if you don't tell people. Like, we care if you like it. So I don't want to hear about, ooh, some person might like it, some person might not like it. I don't care. I care if you like it. Like, you tell me if you like it or you don't. I don't care about any other person in that conversation.
It's like we have to have a listener's guide and be like, all right, guys, so episode 1 and 3, heavy on the dick talk. 2, 4, you're safe.
Yeah. we should have a website like doesthedogdie.com and it just notes anytime we talk about dicks.
Is that dicktalk.com?
Because, I mean, you know, from the 4 episodes we've released up until the date that we're actually a new episode launching tonight on date of recording.
Tomorrow night. Yep.
On date of recording.
Yep.
Bit of a house the sausage made situation. but we've had one woman on the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's not through lack of trying, but we're large, intimidating men. And when you tell any single woman to sit in a room with us, it's kind of intimidating to a degree, I guess.
Ask Esther. She was terrified for at least the first 15 minutes.
She was definitely terrified a bit. And we had Jamie's wife sit in the room with us just so she had some sort of female presence. But I hope that in time you will realize that we mean no harm. We are general allies, and hopefully we get more female guests who would want to come on the podcast in the future.
And we will. We've got some lined up. It'll be good.
Yeah.
And I think if you push aside the dick talk, there's some insightful stuff. Okay. Like, I think aside from that, the feedback, has been like people have taken stuff from it. Like the showering stuff, people have commented on that. They enjoyed that.
That was a throwaway comment as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad people zoned in on
People
that.
have really zoned in on that. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
I think is, you know what?
Because it's relatable.
Yeah, I was going to say everyone showers.
You'd hope.
Somewhat.
True. Yeah.
Everyone should.
Yeah, they should. So, so I guess exactly. It's 100% relatable. It's not like, I'm not really a shower.
Yeah, I'm not really a shower person.
I mean, there might be people out there that just like take baths.
I certainly hope not.
Like that's all they do.
You disgusting pig.
They just bathe. They bathe. They don't shower. I do not shower. I sit in a bathtub.
Baths are pretty fucking gross when you think about it.
Dude, they're disgusting. There's an old Jerry Seinfeld bit where he talks about like you're literally sitting in your filth, and it is 100%.
Like the water doesn't leave the tub till you're done. So where's it going? Nowhere.
You're sitting in like dick balls and asshole soup pretty much. If you're that's pretty much all it is. Yeah,
it is. It's a personally contained swamp. And the idea that you would do that to get clean is wrong.
Yeah,
like you should only be using a bath for like
relaxation,
soaking, like sports, things like that. Like it's really good for you can do like a soak or you can do an ice bath. That's what a bath.
Do you remember
and the
water restrictions and how they suggested having a bucket at the bottom of your shower? So that it would catch the water off you, so you could then reuse it.
That's kind of nasty.
Now I get that we had to do it to an extent.
Did we?
But in hindsight, well, gee,
I don't think anyone did.
No, not really.
Yeah,
we'll go through it.
I'll just put myself out there and say that I didn't change a thing about how I lived.
Honestly, no. I think my dad watered less concrete. That was about it.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
Which is that was the ethnic right.
Yeah. And that was the difference.
That was literally all they had to do was mandate for every Italian to stop watering concrete, and the fucking drought would have been ended.
Just every ethnic family, their dad's out watering the concrete.
Nah, some of them did it on the sly. Some of them did it at night time when you couldn't get busted for it. It's like just slyly watering the concrete.
Yeah, they put timers on their sprinklers to turn them on at like 3 a.m. And they're like, I'll be damned if my olive trees are going to die through this drought. I must harvest.
Their gardens were fucking flourishing. Like,
they're just siphoning water from the neighbors. Like, they'll never know. They can't pinpoint it to me.
Fucking non-native trees all just flourishing through a drought.
Fruit trees aplenty.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do remember my parents put one of those timers inside the shower. And I think for a period I had good intentions and I would flip it. And then when it finished, I'd be like, just one more.
Like the egg timers or the whatever they are.
Yeah. Like sands through the hourglass.
sand ones,
Hourglass. There we go.
Hourglass.
That's what it's called. Yeah. It was like a 2-minute hourglass.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I think they were probably given out for free or something.
They were.
Part of the
Yeah.
Because I was like, I remember having the exact same thing. It was white plastic with blue grains.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
Had
pretty
a
sure
little
it was
suction cup on it too.
Yeah, it was a suction cup.
Yep.
Cute.
Yeah.
I think ours is going to be
Jamie doesn't remember it at all.
It's like Jamie's dad gave it such disrespect. He was offended.
My dad went to the letterbox, looked at it, and was like, "In the bin."
I didn't make it inside.
It's like, walks in. Jamie, turn on all the taps.
Yeah.
Why? Out of principle. Do it.
We're doing this now.
Oh, dude.
Get my hose. Fetch my hose, Jamie.
Yeah. So, I mean, drought aside, I feel as though the launch did pretty well. We had like really good hits early on.
Yep.
It's tapered off a little bit and gone more regular now, which is expected when you get a few episodes out. But yeah, I think the launch was really good.
Yep.
And you know, we always like had the game show thing going on, which I'd love to bring back in some sort of live format. But I'm really glad that people seem to be locking in with this. I'm happy.
Yeah. 100%, I agree, and I think I pointed it out. Like a lot of people actually did hold it, didn't taper off that much. To be honest with you, it actually held pretty strong through the first three episodes, which is really good. Shows people, you know, giving it a shot, which is all we can ask.
Thanks.
So thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and
those
thank
that
you to
did drop
anyone that
off,
did
shame on
listen.
you.
Yeah, fucking A.
Yeah. Anyone who dropped off, they're like those people in high school that like, you know, just
Here we go.
I was gonna say something, but now I'm thinking of something completely different. There was a dude in my high school who had like a Tourette's explosion, and he was like banging the wall next door, and my teacher went in to find out what was going on, and it was just his Tourette's thing, like his tick. So he was just like, his arm was just like flourishing, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's fair. Like no one really, you know, we didn't treat this guy like shit or anything like that. Like he was a regular dude, but he had ticks. But I just remember thinking, and this is as like a 14-year-old, like, why didn't the teacher just move him to a middle seat? Like, maybe not against the wall, where his arm was punching it through no fault of his own. He was just like lashing out sideways.
Maybe in fear of hitting another student.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know what your like school was set out like, but ours were like little fold up tables, basically, like what we've got now.
Yeah.
Great for audio content, Liam. But like one of those, it's basically just a double table, and it was 2 chairs, and there were aisles. So she could have very easily just moved him to in an aisle. Yeah.
Just imagine teacher instead just sticking her head around the corner and be like,
meh. She's like, someone's bashing on the wall, and the other teacher was like, oh, that's, you know, blah blah sitting there. It was like, okay. Move him, maybe?
Cool.
Carry on.
Yeah. I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but like, is his arm sore?
exactly. They just give him a pillow instead. Pillow against the wall. Just punch this real quick.
Yeah.
Dude,
Get it out.
Put a glove on him.
Yeah. I was thinking about school again the other day, and just how like how well I did at school with teachers who were like good, and how I'd like for example, I did like a lot of advanced classes. I did like advanced math and stuff like that. And then when I got to like the equivalent of year 10 maths, I got a different teacher, and immediately I sucked at maths. And at the time I was just like, oh, I'm too dumb for this. That's fine. I'll just stop doing maths. And then in year 11, 12, I just did like the regular maths.
Yep.
And I think back on it now, and I'm just like, well, no, it probably wasn't my fault.
No.
Like, I really feel like the quality of your teacher does contribute to how well you can do at school.
Especially back then when we were in high school, the public school system was fucking horrible.
Yeah, pretty bad.
They would just get anyone to fill in as a teacher.
Yeah.
And not know how to teach.
Dude, I'll be straight up with you. I've met people in my life, as in my adult life, and I'm almost 40 now, like for any listener. So like there's a lot of people that I know and have interacted with that are teachers. And I would say 80% of them are people who just went into teaching because they had nothing else that they were doing. And the people that have went into teaching and have got qualifications doing it were dumb. Like dog shit dumb. Like people that would like work for me and needed the most like intense amount of instruction to do the most basic of regular things. So yeah. Well, I mean,
that it kind of makes sense because when I was in high school, we had a PE teacher who also taught maths and sometimes science. Like,
wow,
that's not right.
Unless they are actually skilled in those areas. It happens.
I'm impressed.
He was not. That makes that's
he was a
not
PE
good.
teacher.
Well, that's not good then. But it's not impossible that they could have those crossovers genres.
Yeah,
but when it's like we just need someone to sit in and have this class continue being crap at what
Yeah.
they're doing. It's not
we'll
the
just
best.
we'll get the sports teacher in.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
cool.
Just like, he's sitting in the
Yeah, he'll
teacher's
do.
office right now. He's free.
You got a like a Japanese class to cover, right? Real
Yeah,
quick. You want to jump in? Do that.
How's Japanese?
He just comes in.
Yeah.
Arigato.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's got his like those running shorts that are kind of swishy.
Yeah.
And he's got his keys on a lanyard and they're hanging out the side. Everyone had the same
He
sports team.
had exactly that.
Yeah, everyone had the same teacher.
Yeah.
In the public system anyway, they were all the same teacher.
And
the
a polo.
Same person, and a polo, yeah. 100%, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Our guy was like,
nah. And then I flashed to the other PE teacher. I was like, he was that one.
dude,
I remember once he came in. We were all getting changed after PE. This was like year 8. He just like fucking strolls into those changing rooms, and the way the changing rooms were, it was just like urinals back wall, and then like they got the seats in the middle where you can put your hooks
like
in
the
your bags.
bleachers.
Yeah.
Yep.
That throughout the middle. He just walks on through. It's like, "G'day, boys," and then everyone just looks at him, and then he just proceeds to turn around and pull his dick like out of his shorts to take a piss. He just had to get everyone's attention. I'm like, what was the point?
So fucking random.
He's taking a piss over here,
Yeah,
everyone.
g'day, boys. We're just like, and then proceeds to pull his dick through the bottom of his shorts.
Did he drop his balls out as well?
Didn't see.
Yeah.
No.
Do
you do that?
Can we get him
Do
on?
you get your balls out? Take a piss?
To take a piss? Yeah. Do I? I'm having an existential crisis right now.
Yeah.
I think I do.
Just following back to the dick talk.
We really couldn't get away from it.
My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't know. Huh, fuck me. It's like that reminded me of like footy piss. Like if you need to take a piss, you would like go to the wing or like really like go out to the pocket, like the far pocket, and you would take a knee, and then you just like weasel your dick out and piss on the ground.
Yeah, right.
And like
It's kind of
every now and then you get one of those dudes, one of those defenders that just like would just be touching you the whole time, and they'd come over and be like, "My man, I'm taking a piss." like those defenders that just like don't give you an inch.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
That's good.
That's a thing.
I just remember there was.
I didn't know you like footy players did that.
Yeah.
Piss on the
Yeah,
side of
they
the
do.
oval.
Yeah. You go because you don't want to go off because you don't know when you're going to come back on.
Yeah,
So
right.
you just go really wide out to the wing and you like take a knee.
Yeah, right.
And then on the upwards knee, you just put the dick out on that side and
Wow.
piss directly down.
There you go.
Yeah.
Learn new things every day.
Yeah,
man.
Give it a shot sometime.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll just go to the bathroom.
Just gonna try to take a knee.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys have showers at your school as well?
Yeah, but no one used them.
Yeah.
No
chance
that
I
was
was
not-
Those
that
showers
was not
still in
happening.
pristine condition to this day.
Yeah.
I don't think they've even turned on. Yeah.
The grout on those tiles is
Brand new.
clean.
Map that shit.
Yeah, this is not an American high school film.
I don't even think they'd have water hooked up in there. Like no one's using those.
It didn't matter.
No way.
How sweaty I was at high school. There was zero chance I was going to use
No
those showers.
chance.
Dude, you would go.
Even going to the toilet like in high school because you just get fucked with.
Yeah.
Like if you have to take a shit and you're in the cubicle and you've closed the door,
Yeah.
forget it.
You're almost a target.
You're a target.
Yeah.
You've got a target on the door and you're fucked.
Dude,
Like, it doesn't matter.
Dude,
You had a slightly rougher school then.
you would go out.
It's fine.
Yeah, everyone was taking dumps all over the place at every school.
Well, not on the field. But Stop a squat real quick.
Dude, you would play the Soccer World Cup Year 9 versus Year 10 at school at lunchtime on like a winter day, and you would just go back to class like fucking coated in mud. Like you would just be caked over your pants. And if anyone even suggested that you go to the showers to clean up, you'd be like, no,
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
When you think about it, like when you're doing like PE classes, you've been running around, you're sweating and stuff. You're in your PE clothes, but then you like have to change back into your uniform.
Yeah.
And you just put your uniform back over your sweaty fucking body. Like
You know they don't have to do that anymore?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, schools, if you have PE on that day, you're allowed to just wear your sport uniform, which is like shorts and like a t-shirt or a polo.
My high school, even back when I was in high school, let us do that. And the amount of times you'd be like, oh, fuck, like I thought it was PE today, just so you could wear your uniform.
So easy to get away with as well, yeah.
We didn't really
got my
have
timetable confused again.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
I didn't have a sport uniform. We just
didn't
played
know.
fucking sport in our normal school uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And it got rough.
Yeah.
They would make us change. They would make us change for. They would make us change for PE. But at lunchtime, you would just wear your school
100%.
pants and whatever.
Yeah.
And if you had a polo with a pocket on it, God bless that pocket.
That pocket's
It was
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
So just sometimes before you even got there, if you rock up to school with a polo with a fresh pocket on it, people just walk up to you and just go, bang! And
rip
just
it.
like rip
Yeah,
it
you know
straight
how
out.
there's like, what is it, capless Commodores? The Commodore's missing the fuel cap. It's literally like that with the
Yep.
polos.
Yeah.
Just like pocketless polos.
We had
yeah.
we wore the white shirts, the button-up shirts,
yeah.
and I think towards the end of our year, probably year 8 or 9, we had like a stack. It was like a stack of pockets, just running after people. Like we collected the fucking pockets.
It's hilarious. Do you remember when people used to steal badges, car badges?
Yeah,
That was a thing.
badging.
Yeah,
Yep.
badging.
And
Yeah.
letterboxing.
Yeah.
You go and
Oh, yeah.
smash someone's letterbox.
Ah, no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, we never did that.
I did the
for
opposite
everyone
one time. I got like
Well, you went around and built a bunch of letterboxes.
no, we painted them. So we would tape them off with like
I'm gonna build this fucking awesome birdhouse on this one. You watch.
dude, legit. We we taped off this letterbox, like masked it off and repainted it. We just
my
used
God.
spray paint to repaint it, and we were just like,
Amazing.
and like what in our heads was going on? We were just like, wow, this is funny, but we weren't even there, like to see
the
the reaction of our own. Like, what was our satisfaction from that? I mean, I thought it was funny at the time,
Yeah.
and it was.
It's nicer than smashing them.
Dude, imagine coming out in the morning and your letterbox is just repainted.
Yeah, like you were doing like actual fresh paint jobs, or like
Dude, we masked it
yeah,
and
it
spray
wasn't-
painted
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
like comical paint, like graffiti. You just like redid people's
We just
letterbox.
repainted their letterbox.
Which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Pimp your
Like,
letterbox.
Hilarious.
The lady
Yeah. So
standing
good.
at the front is like, damn those hooligans. I wish they'd come back and do my fence.
Yeah, I mean, someone would have been upset.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
They wouldn't dare paint my fence a lovely
Dude, they didn't
color.
get rid of it either because like we would ride past it on our bikes and it was still there. They just left it.
That's sick.
Man,
And we did some really stupid shit when we were younger. Hey, like real dumb asshole shit.
like on letterboxes. I had a mate, right? Well, I reckon we would have been. He was a year younger
Yeah,
than
Jamie
me.
had a friend that did this,
Yes,
so
it
it's
was a
not
friend. It wasn't me.
Jamie.
But he would have been. I would have been 16. He would have been 15 because he hadn't gotten his L's yet.
Yep.
No, just got in his L's. When do we get our L's? 16? 16.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's gone and taken his car for a drive because his parents went out and he'd already had a car gifted to him. Old Commodore, standard.
Oh, boy.
And
BN?
he's taken it around the block. And as he's come back around, so his house was like 2 houses away from a corner. And the house across the road had this lovely brick letterbox. And he's come belting around the corner, lost the control of the back end.
And they
just
came bounding
Yeah,
over.
yeah, pretty much. Taken out the whole letterbox, like gone. And then
Yeah.
panicked and just drove straight into his house, like in the garage, and just thought no one would notice, and like went inside and just sat there playing PlayStation. Literally, 5 minutes later, police knock on the door.
Oh,
And they're like, have you been driving a white Commodore around? He's like, no. And they're like, well, the lady across the road who now has no letterbox says otherwise. Turns
The
out
time
she was
marks that lead to
literally,
your house say
she
otherwise.
literally was in her front room watching TV. So like, watch the whole
oh no.
So like, literally just sees this kid go, bang, take out the fucking letterbox
my
and drive straight into his driveway, which is opposite her house.
Oh my god.
Yeah, watched him stash the evidence in the garage.
Yeah,
Fucking
Jeez.
hell.
Yeah.
that's
Holy
amazing.
shit, man, that's astounding.
I think
That
what-
is phenomenal.
What was his punishment? It was a 6-month suspension on his L's. So essentially, he had to just wait. Oh, and he had to pay for a new letterbox, but he had just had to wait
Well.
6 months longer to get his piece.
That's really
That's
not
sick.
that bad.
No,
Just
yeah.
repainted it.
That's so like kids will be. That's like boys will be
Should've got
boys.
you guys
Yeah.
related. Fine, you and your mates.
If you left it long enough, we would have found it.
we did hang around in the same area, so it was just
Yeah.
in Scoresby.
Dude, we when I was at that 16 to sort of 17 range, me and my friends, we found a Datsun on in the trading post.
Oh,
That
the trading post.
$500. So we pooled our money together. There was
That's
7
fucking amazing.
or 8 of us, and we all bought it together. And the guy that bought it took like the cash and he gave it to the dude and he was like, "Oh, is your dad here?" And he was like, "Oh, my dad's gonna pick it up later. I'll just give him the key and tell him where it is." And he was like, "Okay." And he gives him the key. So we just came back in like the dead of the night.
You guys had a
Took
car.
it.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
And then we took it to the Bunnings on Pertry Gully Road, and we taught each other to drive there. We were just like driving around. inside
That's legendary.
That's pretty
And
great.
That's
over
so
time,
good.
it died. I could never take it because if I parked it anywhere near my house and my parents found out, I was like, no chance.
Yeah, you would.
But I was always subject to being picked up, like a lot of the. So I was like, I was still happy, got my input out of it.
That's
and
amazing.
Eventually, it was like dying, and like we had no way of knowing how to fix it. It was basically on its last legs. So we took it to the creek where the bike track is, and we did that thing where you drive it off a cliff, and we just drove it into the creek, and everyone jumped out.
Oh my god!
And I couldn't fit inside, so I was on the roof. So I was on the roof
Oh
of the
my
car,
God.
and we drove towards it, which was probably safer now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Because no chance of the doors closing while it was moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just had we were like, let's give this a royal send off, and we like just drove it into the fucking creek.
You know what? On that
That's fucking
point,
legit,
though,
dude.
you said you were on the roof. So essentially, you didn't need to be a part of that at all.
No,
He had to be. It was
No, but he
ceremonial,
was a
James.
ceremonial
Jesus Christ.
send off
Yeah.
Ceremonial
of the
send- Yeah, I
Datsun.
was like, but if you were on the roof, you played no part.
That's absolutely amazing, dude.
I'm literally there for the ride.
Yeah, as the most athletic one, he had to go on the roof.
Makes sense. No, it checks out.
It's like, yeah.
I just wanted to confirm.
I mean, they could have put a brick on the accelerator or something, you know.
Yep.
I mean,
quickly, like,
I think like in our mind's eye, it was like going pretty fast, but it was probably like 5
40
kilometers.
k's.
Rolling, it was just like slowly rolling in. But yeah, it just like fucking hit the bottom, and like the creek wasn't even like deep.
Yeah,
it
no,
just
I know
like,
that creek.
It just
It's not
like
a deep
landed in it, and it was just sitting there, and we were like. And then someone went down there and took the key out. And we were like, okay, cool. Should we close the doors? Yeah, close the doors. And we were like, okay, that's the end of that.
That's fucking amazing, dude. So good.
Holy shit!
Oh, man. Dude.
That's all probably worth a fair bit these days. Probably.
Yeah, it really would be.
Oh,
Actually.
yeah.
Like in decent condition, in which it wasn't in, but like in decent.
obviously,
any
but-
old car in good condition is worth a bit these days.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
That's amazing.
God bless the
That
old
is so
Datsun.
good.
We also had a bike, a communal mountain bike, which we called Eleanor, and we 3 or 4 of us bought it from we were walking home past 9 a.m. from the previous night's activities, and we went past a cash converters, and it was out the front, and we bought it. And like dinked each other home on it, and then that became a communal bike.
Yeah.
So it was
That's
like, who's got Eleanor? And then like, oh, Liam's got Eleanor. Oh, can you bring it to this party because I need it for this? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. Like, yeah. So
Love that you called it Eleanor.
yeah, because it gone in 60 seconds.
seconds reference.
it was
Yeah,
a big,
yeah.
it was a big movie back then for
Had
us.
to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yeah. Should rewatch that actually. It's still good. I rewatched Men in Black. That was a great movie. Just a side note. Yeah. Sugar and water. Detective Goran, man, he does such a good job in that.
He does, yeah.
Wah.
Black.
Wah. Dude, I did have something I wanted to and it wasn't this. Hold on. Has this got volume yet?
No. I can.
Have you muted it?
Yep. You want, let me know when you
Yeah,
want it.
go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I needed. It wasn't that. Hold on. I got another thing. Hold on. Here it is. So I found this video and I was like, oh, you know what would be fun is, and you can put volume up by the way. It's this like get an ad as it says that. You can put it on. I can take the volume myself. So I found a video of bacon pancakes that Jake sings in Adventure Time, and I'll play it. So like, if anyone happens to have not heard it, you'd be like, fucking weird that you hadn't at this stage. But
making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in
this
a
video
pancake.
plays it in a bunch of different languages.
Pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.
So I thought it would be funny if you guys try to guess what language
Oh,
it
okay.
is, because it's got like a bunch of languages. All right, you ready to go?
Yep,
Sweet. All right, first one.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Bacon pancakes, ich mache bacon pancakes.
German.
Nehme ein bisschen Bacon und mache
Yeah, it's German. Yeah,
Bacon pancakes, ganz genauso macht man
Very
die
aggressive.
Bacon pancakes.
Japanese?
It's Japanese, yeah.
Блин с беконом, я пеку с беконом. Блин с беконом обязательно с
Russian?
беконом.
That is, it's Russian. Yeah, Andrew's good at this.
Wow.
Так я делаю блин с беконом.
So worldly of you.
Bacon pancake, laver bacon
Ah, shit.
pancake. Tag lidt bacon og fyr det i min pancake. Bacon pancake, det er en hæftig smag. Bacon pancake.
Danish.
Danish. Yeah, right.
Frito, bacon, bacon frito. Cojo el bacon y lo frío un poquito.
Spanish.
It's Spanish. Yeah.
This is great.
Good one, yeah.
Poquito.
Crêpes au bacon, des bonnes crêpes au bacon.
Deep voice for this one.
Bacon et j'en ferai des crêpes très bonnes.
French. Yeah.
It's French, yeah.
Yeah, we're like,
Yeah.
what?
Naleśniki, robię naleśniki. Biorę bekon, to z nim będą naleśniki.
Naleśniki.
Naleśniki, robię z bekonem je naleśniki.
Oh,
还点送饼，
I don't know.
Polish.
Polish. Yeah, right.
吃了半手亲戚，拿點培根來搭配買為送餅，買嘅送餅，吃了培根
Mandarin?
半手親戚。
Chinese. Not far off.
Le frittelle con la pancetta sono buone, sono
Italian?
tanto buone.
Yeah, that's Italian, yeah.
Mangio, mangio tutte quante.
That's
That's the
sounds
voice for Italy.
Yeah.
Crepe yapmak, crepe yapmak. Salam alıp crepe koymak.
Sounds like it's been played
Uh,
backwards.
Arabic?
Some kind of Arabic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Turkish.
okay.
Yeah.
Yapmak.
What the?
Ricos hotcakes, ricos hotcakes. Yo los hago más sabrosos con
Wait,
tocino.
this is Spanish.
What's Spanish or?
Yeah, we already did Spanish though, didn't we?
Solo para mí.
But that was different to the.
That
other
was
stuff.
it was a different accent,
Yeah,
but it was
alright.
it could have been the same language.
فطيرة اللحم أعد فطيرة لحم من اللحم أعد فطيرة اللحم فطيرة لحم
Arabic?
Yes, Arabic. Good call.
Tocinho, põe o bacon na panqueca direitinho. São panquecas de toucinho que eu vou fazer.
Portuguese.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, right.
nothing.
It sounded,
So I
it
was-
sounded a little bit French.
Yeah. Fuck. So funny though. I was like, man, this is a good video.
Yeah, that was sick.
that was really
Yeah.
great.
I was like, one of them. I was like, Eastern European.
Interesting to me how the whole voice changes though, like the way
Yeah.
it sounds for different markets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, it sounded like they used whoever voices Mario.
That's
for-
It's like,
Italian.
think of The Simpsons in Italian.
Yeah.
Like Marge sounds like one of her sisters, like that she's a 50 like cigarette a day smoker.
Right.
Like,
Does
yeah.
Marge not sound like that already though?
A little
kind
bit, but like worse.
Oh me.
Yeah. True.
She's
But,
more
like, they
nasal.
really
Yeah.
exaggerate.
Like, yeah, sorry. That.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Dude.
That was cool.
Fucking NBA was pretty cool. So he didn't win, and that was rad.
Right.
Yeah. So Denver Nuggets won.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. But I was looking at like basically just like highlights and shit like that because I didn't have time to watch the whole game.
Yep.
But I was like watching highlights and Nicola, he's like so clumsy, but he's not. Like he looks uncomfortable the whole time, and he's just like the literal best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I I was like, I can see shades of myself in this because like I've played a lot of sport, and generally speaking, I'm comfortable enough to say that I'm pretty much good at any sport, and any sport that I do play, I'm like in the top 3 of like what that team has to offer. Never the best player, but I'm always like someone you would want to contribute. But I've also seen footage of myself playing sport, and I look unco. So in my head, all these years, I thought maybe like I was like really smooth in the way that I played. Like whatever sport I was playing, I thought I was a really smooth player. But now, like after seeing footage of myself playing, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like clunky. And I think it just puts people off in a weird way when they try to like play against me. I don't know. It's very weird.
No, I think that's
hilarious.
pretty
Yeah.
like I've known a few people. Well, someone I played like football with for like 16s and 18s, very similar to what you're saying. Like if you had just stopped by to watch a minute of the game, you'd be like, that guy is terrible.
Yep.
Mind you, probably, I think he came equal best and fairest.
Yeah.
And like exactly for what you're saying.
Yeah.
Looked like a baby giraffe as he was like running down the field, but would just be in the right spot at the right time. Just amazing,
Dude,
right?
in my head, I
And
feel
like-
like my movements are so smooth.
Yeah.
And then I see that shit and I'm like, oh, like I'm so rigid. Like my back is like so straight and like I kind of like, why did I step like that? Like, you know, like just,
Dude, like, yeah. No, that's yeah.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah,
I found the same because at the basketball stadium that we play at,
yeah.
they used to record every game.
Yeah,
You could
yeah.
go back and watch it after the fact. And I remember the same thing, looking at myself play for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
what is that?
That's not what's in my mind at all.
Yeah.
I thought my jump shot looked fucking nice, but it doesn't. Like,
Like, wow, that felt nice. And in
Yeah.
your head, you're just like, you think you look like fucking Derrick Rose, like MVP season. Like, you just like
Yeah.
these really fucking neat moves. And then you look at the playback and you're like, why do I lean forward so much?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wow, I don't really jump at all, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like 6
In
centimeters
your
off the
mind,
ground.
like you reflect back on it and you feel like you're like literally
Yeah.
floating through the air. On
Yeah.
the actual video, it's like an inch off the ground.
Yeah.
It's literally that.
Yeah, on the video,
Oh my
you wouldn't
God.
get called for
I could have
traveling.
almost jumped. Like I could touch the rim.
But like, you know, and then you've got the dude who is like literally finals MVP for the NBA. And he does look like that.
Yeah.
He looks so clunky. Everything he does looks so uncomfortable, but he's just like,
But he's
amazing.
spot on with everything.
yeah, he does.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Like, there's not one play that he makes where you're like, what the fuck were you doing there, dude?
Yeah,
Like, everything's calculated and pinpoint, and it's like passes, shooting, like
yeah.
everything. His knowledge of the game and everything like that is.
And it's always an afterthought though, because you don't know what he's doing until it's done. And then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that was the right thing to do. But,
yeah.
but before it, you're not like, oh, he should pass to that person. You're just like, what is he doing? And then you're like, oh, no, that was the right
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. And it's like, how do you D up on someone like him as well? Because of the way his movements are, he's fairly unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
was there that quote when they were playing against, who does Rudy Gobert play for now?
He plays for
Minnesota.
the Jazz.
Minnesota.
Oh, no, he plays for Minnesota, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and was it Rudy Gobert's like, don't worry, I've got him? And like at that point, Jokic already scored 47 points.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I've got 47 on you. You ain't got me.
Dude, he's no good for highlights
what
either
do you
because, like,
mean?
Bleacher Report don't know what to do, man. Like, with LeBron out of the finals, they got nothing to post about.
Yeah,
so they're just like posting stuff about things that Nikola Jokic does off the
Yeah,
court
yeah.
because Jokic, sorry.
Yeah.
Because you can't post about like the things that he does on the court because he looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He doesn't like so they're like, hey, he puts a ring on his shoe because he's married, and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I
okay,
saw
cool.
that.
Any plays?
all they show.
Like, yeah.
Bleacher Report might as well have just gone into recess for a month or something. Like
Yeah.
they might as well
Yeah.
just be like, you know what,
Yeah.
guys, we're just going to shut down the account for a month till LeBron's relevant again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
dude.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Dude, in the NBA
No,
offseason,
even in the finals, they were talking about what he might do, like
Yeah.
in his off season.
Do you reckon they'll retire? Do you reckon Bleacher Report will just retire their Instagram the day that he retires?
dude, Lord knows.
Shut it.
Hopefully that giraffe kid that's
No,
coming
by that
into
time,
the league next year will be good.
Bronny will be in the league by that time, so then they'll just revert to Bronny
Yeah.
spam.
They won't call it Bronny, they'll call it LeBron's kid.
Yeah. You're right.
The second coming of LeBron.
Oh man, fuck. Yeah, what's that? Wemby.
Wembanyama.
Wemby. Yeah, that. What G
Yeah.
said. Wemby.
Wemby.
He's a baby giraffe, man. He's
Yeah.
not going to do well, I don't think, anyway.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. He'll get beaten up for a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what'll happen.
Oh,
I mean, Kevin Durant's good, and he looks like a daddy
It-
long legs.
It actually, like, it blows my mind. I've never seen that kind of coverage for anyone in any sport pre coming into the league.
Zion.
That's well.
Oh yeah,
before,
yeah.
before him was
Zion-
LeBron.
Okay, but with Zion, they didn't like NBA League Pass. Literally shows this Wemby's guys games. Like it's ridiculous.
That's because
Yeah.
he's really good.
yeah,
Like
I know.
he's-
Yeah, no, I get it, but
No,
it's like,
see, Jamie understands why things get televised.
thank you.
I'm
G.
sorry, I didn't know.
I just mean it's pretty
You
crazy.
see, there's
like,
TV, Jamie.
no, let's break it down, please.
Look, they had a choice between that or the WNBA.
You don't even need to pay for the WNBA. That's what
dude.
that's telling about you.
Yeah,
You got to pay
true.
to watch this kid, but not the WNBA.
Yeah.
We love women. Also,
Great fundamentals.
yeah, I just don't like. I just think it's a lot of pressure to literally create a highlight show about him. Because like if he comes in and flatlines and does essentially a Zion, then it's going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is sad. On a complete other note, did you hear that? Fuck, I've just gone completely blank.
Zion's back in the headlights, though.
Yeah, he is. Is he ever?
For bagging thoughts.
God, can't say no to a DM. That guy,
Dude, he really can't. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like,
Fucking
man,
hell.
she's got screenshots, man. Stop it.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Call her. You idiots.
Oh, jeez. I was actually going to talk about, is it Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard that's in Taiwan?
Yeah.
Did you hear about how he got asked to take a 65% pay cut?
Yeah. I did
In
see
Taiwan.
Yeah. And he's literally like topping the league in everything.
Yeah.
Like his
I do know he
output
went
is
over there on a
fucking
good quid, though.
Stupid.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's like averaging 28 points, 18 rebounds, 14 assists a game.
He's living like a king. He wants to go back to the NBA now.
Yeah.
He's got his confidence.
He thinks
back.
he's ready for it.
Yeah, he just went over there,
No.
dominated in a professional league, and now he's like, oh, actually, you know what? I'm not shit.
Yep.
I'm going to go back to the NBA, and he might be good again.
Yeah.
Because like that's actually possible.
He won't get. He's not going to get minutes anywhere though.
No, that's true. Yeah,
As long as he's happy to ride a bench,
yeah,
be there as like, 8th, 9th man.
yeah.
That's why he left the NBA because
Yeah, I
he
know.
was just on the bench all the time.
Yeah, well, if you've got a high opinion of yourself, you've got a high opinion of
Yeah.
yourself. That's why
You get featured on Shaq
can't-
and the Fool every
That's why
night.
Melo
though.
can't get another deal.
Yeah,
Because he doesn't want to ride a bench, I don't think. Like Melo.
Well, he
yeah.
retired, didn't he?
He did in the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he did want to try and come back.
wait, who retired?
Melo.
Melo Anthony.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you
Only
meant
this,
Mello, like
like-
Charlotte Hornets Mello.
like
I was
a month
could
ago
you
or something.
imagine?
He's
No.
like 19.
No, he's busy buying those horrendous watches.
Dude,
Jesus.
the pimple watch.
When we release this episode, we'll put it in the fucking notes. A
Yeah.
link to that horrendous watch.
It's diamond encrusted, but like they didn't have anywhere to put it on the watch, so they just made like pustule-looking pimple portions and then put a diamond on the end of it.
It
Disgusting.
kind of made me queasy to look at.
It looks horrible. It's fucking disgusting. I'll show you, Andrew. But like, yeah, it's
It
just
sounds
fucking
terrible.
disgusting. Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
in.
great.
and it would be like insanely expensive as well. That's the thing.
Stupid.
Like millions and millions.
Stupid expensive.
Yeah.
Yikes.
If you were getting paid $200 million a year, could you stop yourself from waving a gun around on Instagram?
If that would somehow take away
The $200
the
million.
$200 million, of
Would
course I
you
could.
stop doing that?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Well, Ja Morant didn't.
if you're getting paid $200 million a year, could you
Yeah.
not be an idiot? Like, that's what the real question is.
I can not be an idiot
Pretty
now
simple.
and I'm
Yeah.
not
Fucking
getting paid.
hell.
Yeah. And he's not even a gangster, man. Like, he's just a regular ass dude.
Fucking wannabe.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Well, really great for listening. But
Yeah,
showing
God.
we're
My
all-
description was pretty apt, though,
The
man.
description
It
is
is,
accurate.
Like we
Yeah.
said, we'll post a picture when we release this
It-
episode.
it
That
looks
is
like
disgusting.
We all need to
pustules.
bear witness to this because it's fucking hideous.
That's fine.
It looks like something that has been like salvaged from a shipwreck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does actually.
Really
Yeah.
Barnacles
look
on
at
it.
barnacles.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
barnacles.
it straight up looks like it's
Yeah, it's actually a SpongeBob themed watch.
yeah, it's gnarly, man.
Yeah. Straight up barnacles.
Oh, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Lives on
yeah,
the
that's
wrist of
not
an
good.
NBA star.
Dude, I've reverted back to analog watches recently. I got sick of my smartwatch. Yeah.
Huh.
And now I just use I'm back to analog. I'm going retro
Is it because of the Dragon Ball Z?
a little bit.
That we
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I've got a number of Swatch watches though. I love
Nice.
Swatch. Me and my friend Vinny, we sweat Swatch so bad, and every time they have a new release for something that looks semi cool, we send it to each other.
They do some cool collabs.
They do really good collabs, man. Swatch have real good collabs.
Yeah.
Hey, I was in a store the other day. I found a cartridge for Super Nintendo for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I was like, huh? I thought
Sorry,
this only
what?
came out like 10 years ago, and then I looked it up, and it turns out JoJo's has been around for like 35 years. One of the longest
hell.
standing comics of all time. I was like,
What?
wow. Yeah, obviously it's Japanese because it's like JoJo's, but yeah. Yeah, no shit. Also, I drove an hour to get to that place, and then I told these guys this story already, but you haven't heard. But I drove to Melton to take Finn to this like buy resell kind of like Game Traders esque video game place, and they had like no Sonic stuff, which is what Finn was there for. Oh, sorry, actually, they had one Sonic thing. It was an amiibo for Super Smash Brothers, and it was $140.
Fuck off.
Are you serious?
I was like, Finn,
That's
we're not
horseshit.
getting it, my
Yeah.
man. Like, I love you, and that ain't worth that. Yeah.
Wow, fuck that.
Apparently, it must be rare, or like a limited release, or they don't make them anymore. I'm not sure. $140 though, resale. It wasn't even in a box.
Wow, nah.
I find a lot of those stores though
that's-
is someone literally walking around with like a pricing gun and just chucking prices on things.
Dude, they're checking online. I reckon they're checking like whatever the most expensive selling price is on eBay, and then making it that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Because people try and haggle as well.
Yeah, I guess
Not
so.
bad,
Yeah. We walked out empty-handed, actually. I was surprised. He was just nah, don't want anything if it's not Sonic. And I was like, there's tons of other stuff, and he's into other stuff. He just, was having a moment, I guess.
Yeah.
But while I was there, I overheard some of the clerks talking.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And one of them, Smells Like Teen Spirit, started playing. And one of them, some dude, I think this guy didn't work there, but he knew the guy that worked there, I think was the scenario. And he was like, yeah, I never really got into this group, hey. And I was like, this group? The fuck? Do you mean Nirvana? And then
they were a boy band.
Yeah, and then the guy that works there was like, oh yeah, I just leave it on because it's a song that everyone knows. I don't really like it. And I was like, what? People walking around disrespecting Nirvana to the point where they won't even say, oh, I don't like Nirvana. They say, I don't like this group. Come on, man.
This group.
Were they super young?
I don't think super young. I'd estimate late 20s at the earliest age.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Old enough to know better.
So
crazy.
Probably not there for the rise of grunge and its effect on the music industry.
Yeah.
And Dave Grohl is the most prominent rock individual of all time, and he's still playing music today. And then they're just going to disrespect Nirvana by saying this group. I was mind blown, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And I'm not listening to Nirvana every day, but I definitely did listen to a lot of Nirvana, and I stan them pretty hard. I think that their impact on the music industry was huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I think that's undeniable if you like them or not.
Yeah, totally.
You just have to acknowledge that that's a thing. They did something that then caused a lot of other things to happen.
It's a whole movement. Yeah, it's just the whole
as a
genre,
group effort.
Yeah, as a group. Yeah,
As a boy band,
as a boy band. Yeah.
That group.
They're right up there. That's what paved the way for NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's ways you could argue that.
Probably. There's elements.
There's got to be some. There's got to be a link in there somewhere.
Fuck.
Has to
pretty
be.
random.
Oh God.
I haven't seen Fast X yet, but I have watched all of the other ones in the lead up to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in a rush to see it. I'm probably not even going to go to the movies to see it. I'm not one of those guys that
Mate, you gotta.
sweater for it. But I still do. I still do like them. Like the movies in general, but I realized in my watch through of all 9 of them, 10 of them up to this time, 10,
11.
It's more.
Wait, 9 because isn't Fast.
Yeah, because
no,
because
but
Hobbs and
Fast
Shaw
X-
is an extra one.
Yeah,
so it's
I mean, if you
10.
include all of them,
yeah,
I thought it was 11.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's 10. It's
some
10.
of them don't have numbers.
Really?
Yeah. So there's Fast and the Furious being the first one, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and Furious, Fast 5,
I love that.
Fast and Furious 6, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, which is the third movie, Furious 7, The Fate of the Furious, and Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, then F9. So up until that point, there's 10 movies because Hobbs and Shaw is an extra one.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift is the third one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's not numbered, but it is the third one. So and
So I
then
thought wait,
Fast
is it Fast X or Fast 10?
Fast. I mean,
It is. It's called Fast X.
It's
It's
called
called
Fast
kind
X.
of Fast 10 if you don't include
Oh no, because I was basing.
Extra,
I thought the
but-
X was the Roman numeral.
of 10.
I mean,
is,
it is.
So
That's
it's-
clearly what they're saying.
Yeah.
But
Fast 10
there is more than 10
seatbelts.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So also I was thinking of other movies, and if they if they reallocated the naming conventions to match Fast and the Furious. So I thought of a few different franchises. One of them was Men in Black.
Mm-hmm.
So then your naming conventions would be the Men and the Black.
Oh,
Yep. Okay.
2 Men, 2 Furious.
Yep.
Or
Okay.
would it be
Too Black, Too Furious.
2 Furious? Which it could be. And then it would be Men and Black.
oh wow, dear.
Yep.
But what other trilogies are there that would fit into that mold?
Does it have to be trilogies?
No, just something with enough movies to keep going. So at least 3. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's kind of not funny if there's only 2 movies.
Damn.
So the Matrix.
The Matrix, yep.
So
You
the Matrix and the
can't really do it with the Matrix,
you
right?
can't do it. No.
Police Academy?
The Police and the Academy. 2 Police, 2 Academy.
Oh dear.
Police and Academy. Academy 5.
Yeah.
How many police academies are there? There's got to be like
There's
8.
fucking heaps.
Yeah.
There's
At
more
least.
than there should be.
I used to love those, but
They were pretty great value.
a couple of them you also saw boobs, and when I was young, it was a big deal
mate.
to me.
Don't make movies like that anymore.
No, they don't.
With boobs?
With boobs.
Not enough. Anyway.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Not as candid as they did back then.
And you know what? Not boobs in humor. Like,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
humorous boobs anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those movies like
Problematic.
that were very fucking un-PC.
Yeah.
That's probably why they don't make
Well, they were
them
kind
anymore.
of like American Pie, which will always hold a special place in my heart. I have to acknowledge that it's a deeply troubling movie. Like the women are objects, and they treat themselves as such as well, and it's just like that's kind of not okay. But that's definitely one where they flash the boobs.
They're going to do another one, apparently. Yeah. It's coming up.
really? American
Yeah, there's
Pie.
a room. Yeah, big rumors.
Holy shit.
Yep.
So it would be the American and the Pie, which fits
Two American, two
two
pie.
pie,
Oh, still works.
American and Pie, and then American 5. How many? There were 5 of them, wasn't there? That kind of still works, actually.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
like
lose
their
track.
core group.
I can't say. No, there was like.
There's American Pie, the
them, wasn't there?
like the wedding.
Yeah, there was the
Was
wedding.
yeah.
And then there was like offshoots as well, yeah? Like
Oh yeah, there was
There
a
was the
bunch of band camp
D-grade
stuff.
offshoots.
Yeah, right.
Straight to DVD releases.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Straight to streaming.
Yep.
Yep.
1000%. Terrible.
Yeah.
I think Stifler's the only one that's in every one of them.
Yeah, it's because he got typecast. I saw a thing about him recently.
I did hear
he
this.
couldn't get a job doing anything
What was
else.
that one other movie that he did?
Role Models, and it was great.
Yes.
It was
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Paul
That
Rudd.
was-
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, he was
Fantastic.
also Welcome to the Jungle. With The
Yeah,
Rock,
I did see
which
that.
was
Yeah,
sick.
that was actually
What was
an
that? Good
understated
What
good
was
movie.
that ice hockey one that he did?
Oh, the Goon.
Oh,
Goon.
Goon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
that
didn't
was
mind
cool
that.
too.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, he's all right.
Do you guys
I
ever
like
do Goon of Fortune?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
You had to think what that was for a second, though,
Yeah, I
didn't you?
did for a second,
It's
but
been
no, I know
many
it.
years since you've
Yes.
done that.
Yes. But yes, I have.
Good old Hills
Yes.
hoists.
Anyone uninitiated or anyone who is not Australian, that is when you hang up cask wine on an old Hills brand, which everyone had
Hills
apparently.
Hoist.
Yeah, Hills Hoist.
brand
Rotating
clothesline.
Yep.
And everyone stands in a circle and you spin it, and whoever it lands closest to has to drink from it.
Yeah, just the cask bag as well, not the box.
No,
Be clear on that for those
Yeah,
that
you hang
aren't
the bag
Australian.
up.
you would pull the bag out of the cask, and then at the end you would blow it up, having yourself a nice little
Little pillow.
to lie down on, so that you can sleep off your hangover before you go
memories.
home.
Tidbit: Hills has gone bankrupt.
Interesting. That's why I couldn't find it on the internet.
Goodbye. See you later, Hills.
You know why? Because it's just townhouses being built these days.
Yes.
And
I was going to
units-
say it's because their website is so fucking bad you can't navigate it. Having tried
Yeah,
to go
that's
through it
probably helpful.
recently.
Like you actually you're going to buy a Hills Hoist?
No, I had clients at work that were asking about it, and I was like, "Oh, I'll look it up for you," and I just literally could not find the information they were. after.
Well, now you can reply to them and be like, "Hey, Hills Hoist is so
Yeah.
popular; they've gone bankrupt."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, so popular. You should get into that.
There's this thing called a dryer. It's just like it.
Yeah,
We live in the fucking Stone Age.
you could get a dryer. You poor.
Oh god.
Or you slap your clothes on a rock.
What else we got? I'm looking at a list here. Toy Story. Could you do it with Toy Story?
Oh, the toy and the story.
Yep. Okay.
2 toys, 2 stories.
Yep.
Kind of works.
I don't mind that.
Toy and story. Toy 5 or story 5. Toy and story 6.
Mm-hmm.
The toy and the story. Tokyo toy. Actually, someone
Wait, that
got
kind
me.
of works because doesn't one
Yeah.
of the ones where he's almost going to go to Tokyo? They're gonna take him
He's
to
getting
Tokyo?
sold
Yeah,
in the
sold to
second
Tokyo.
one. Yeah.
There you go.
Someone gave me, when I was at Toys R Us, they opened a box of the Woody dolls, and one of them just had the Japanese talk box in it, and they gave it to me. I've still got it till today.
Oh, wow, that's
I'll bring it
awesome.
in so you guys can hear it.
Yes.
'Cause It's
Wow.
fucking
So good.
hilarious.
That's
And it's got
amazing.
whip crack sounds as well. It's like, hey guys,
It's pretty good.
He had a whip.
yeah. Yeah, that's a big Woody thing. 'Cause You're always cracking a whip.
Oh, that Woody and his whip. So well known for his
Two
whip.
Woody, 2 whips.
The Whip and the Furious.
That was his BDSM series.
Hard into it.
Bend over,
Him and
prospector.
Oh dear. The Buzz and the Woody.
But the Lord and the Rings.
Yep.
Two Lords, Two Towers.
No, kind of works.
Yeah, kind of.
Two Lords, Two Rings.
Two Lords, Two Rings. That sounds a bit porny.
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
Lord and Rings. What's the third one called? Return of the King. Return and King.
Return of the Ring.
Return of the Rings. Back to the Future.
Yeah. Oh,
Could you do it? Yeah.
the Back and the Future?
The Future and
Why
Back.
that's so funny. But it is.
I don't know. The
The
Future
Back
and
and the
Back.
Future. Yeah.
I want to get that tattooed, like just like an actual DeLorean, and then underneath it, the back,
Back
and the Future.
Oh my!
It's on the number plate. It's on the number plate.
Oh, dude. We're going to go back in time. Woo! Then the second one, what was the second one called? Back to the Future 2. It was called, was it called something? No, it was just
I think it's
I
just
don't
1,
think
2, and
so.
3.
Two Back, Two Future.
Yeah.
And then Back and Future.
Yep.
Oh, that's a rough one.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Ah, dude.
I've got James Bond.
Oh, yeah. I don't know the names of the movies, though. They all have
no,
specific
there's too
names.
many.
Yeah. I did see a clip recently of one of the
27.
the Sean Connery ones where he like jumps out of the boat with this woman, and right before then this guy saves them. So they're in a boat and this dude like
yes.
saves them, and then he's like, we have to get out this way. So he like frees the girl saves Bond, who is Sean Connery, shoots some dude with a harpoon gun, and then
Naturally,
they jump out of the boat together. The three of them jump out of the boat, and then the guy is gone.
What do you mean?
The dude who saved them, he's gone.
Exit
They
stage
just
left.
Oh, I love that
they
shit.
fully exit stage
That
left.
is yoinked him
just
from the scene. The
gone.
next scene.
He jumped off the boat with them, and then he was gone. Because then they get like a safety boat, and he like opens up the safety boat, and it's him and her on it, and she's like in this like scantily clad like
Yep.
bikini, and she looks hot for the day as well. Like you know, how sometimes girls from back then don't really fit modern day beauty standards. She did.
Bond girls. Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Bond
she was
girls
hot.
are the exception, I reckon.
And then he like sets off this the imagery is so funny, which is why I have to explain it so specifically. So he sets off this like emergency beacon, which is like a balloon that goes into the sky, and it's got a rope on it. And then a jet comes past, and it's got like a fork on the
Yeah,
front of it.
it's the old,
and
like,
it
catch.
hits the rope, and he's like strapped in, and she's just like caressing him, and like
she's just
she's
hanging
got
on.
her hand on his hairy chest, and then they just go whoop, like straight up into the air, and just get taken out of the country. And it was like, your bones, you would have whiplash on anything that wasn't nailed down.
Add to the fact that she's not even strapped
and she's
in.
not strapped in.
She just has to hang
she's
on.
She's just holding on, and
Hold
they're
on
just
for
like,
dear life.
and then it like cuts to them, and she's like caressing him, and he's holding onto her like a hero as they like sail off into the sunset on this fucking rope,
Unreal.
being led by it. Yeah, dude, amazing. The imagery is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like if I'll find the video, I'll post it on
please
fucking Instagram.
They probably filmed the next scene with that guy in it, and it got fucked up somehow. So they're just like, well, guess we're just pulling that.
Well, the
whole
scenes in the lead up to that were like the boat was clearly they had just fast forwarded the footage to make the boat look like it was
Yeah.
going really fast. It's a very old movie, so I understand why they had to do it, but it was
Yeah,
like,
well, you know, that's
it
what
was
they had
just
to work with at the time.
very obvious.
It wasn't exactly the CGI
Yeah.
and things like that you need.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
It's pretty good.
I love that. Sorry, I was looking at. I don't know why I got into like a deep dive of like highest grossing like franchises. then.
Cool. I like this kind of stuff though, so
Yeah, yeah,
please
yeah.
do tell.
So you've got Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Uh-huh.
So 32 films though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be doing all right.
No,
Has
Men in
it-
Black is technically Marvel. I'll just put that out there.
Really?
What is?
Yeah, Men in Black is a Marvel production. It was a comic book before it was a movie.
Oh,
Oh.
I did know the comic book part. Didn't realize it was a Marvel one. So yeah, this one, $28.77 billion.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Excuse
a
me.
lot.
Yep.
I had to choke that one out.
It took you. And then there's a big gap to number 2, Star Wars. 12 films. 12 films. I'm a Star Wars fan. I didn't realize it was fucking 12 films.
And you call yourself
Yeah, I
a
know.
Star Wars fan.
12
Anyway,
films.
Name 12.
Jesus. 10.32 billion.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, for a franchise, that's really
Still waiting on the 12.
I'm not going to do it. Spider-Man, 12 films as well.
Solo.
9.8 billion. Jesus. That's what you start with.
It's got Childish Gambino in it.
Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
9.66 billion across 11 films.
2 Harrys, 2 Potters.
Yeah, skip through a few because some are boring.
Yep.
Like in terms of James Bond, 27 films, 7.83 billion. But then you get into
With inflation though? I mean, think about it. How many of those are ancient films?
Yeah, that's true. But then you've got like Avengers, 4 films, 7.76 billion.
Dear Lord.
Avatar with 2 films, 5.8 billion.
That checks out.
I
saw Avatar the first one twice in the movies.
Yeah, and here I am the other night being like, I wasn't quite into it. Got bored. I watched the last 30 minutes though, so I watched the first 30.
The first one or
Yeah,
the
the first
second one?
Wonderful.
Of the first one,
Yeah.
you got bored.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, I had a domestic at home because Christy keeps talking through the start of movies, and it makes me want to punch her in the face. And I'm like, I'm trying to address it like I'm not a cunt, but I'm just like, hey, yeah, that's like really interesting what you're trying to talk to me about. But you can see we've started the movie, right? and then this like blew
Automatically
up into,
sound like a cunt.
yeah, and then it blew up into this fucking argument, and I just had to be like, look. At the start of a movie, they lay the premise
they're setting
of
the
the
scene.
movie.
I need to be focused in.
If I'm not watching that, I'm not watching the rest of it. So, like, I don't know.
You may as well turn it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Your only real option is just to click play from the beginning.
Yeah.
As soon as that conversation ends. And
Yeah.
you're like, fine, we'll just start
Okay.
again.
Start again.
Yeah.
Cool story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time you talk, we're starting again.
Jay has this habit of when she's watching a movie like by herself or something, or even a show, she'll hit play, then she'll go and do a few things, like, maybe grab some popcorn, grab a drink, whatever, and then come back. But then what that causes her to do is, I walk in, I'm like, cool, what are you watching? I don't know. I'm like, pardon?
What do you mean?
Like, so what happens? Like, what's happened so far? I don't know. I just sat down now. I'm like,
It's also
the movie's been going for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me a fucking character name. You can't tell me the fucking name of the film.
But you're also coming in halfway and being like, hey, so what's happened so far?
Yeah. Look, okay,
That's also
to that point, irritating. You're right. I'm not defending myself here in any way, shape, or form. But the fact that she has no answers for any of it, like. She does it all the time. She'll start a show and like she'll watch 2 or 3 episodes of a series, and I'll be like, "What's this called?" I don't know. I'm like, how are you 3 episodes deep in a show? And you still don't know the name of the fucking series.
that sounds like she just can't be fucked explaining.
Exactly. That's like,
Dude.
no. It was exactly couldn't be fucked changing the show.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't even like what's happening. Like, what?
What's happening?
Oh my god, there is too much good media out there to spend a second on something that isn't amazing. Because there's too much good stuff out there, man. Dude, I went to Jamie's house for New Year's, and which is what you do.
Name dropper.
Which is what you do when you have
too.
kids. You just go to
Jamie's
each other's house.
Okay, I was there. I didn't have kids.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So we were doing a trivia, and a lot of it was just like pop culture, movie based trivia, and Jay was so bad. It's like she had only watched about a dozen movies in her life, and we just had to swap to a different game because she was so terribly bad.
Like, and people that know me and know that I like knowing things. So having a wife that isn't good at trivia, oh boy, it hurts me. It actually hurts me.
The tread carefully thing I have in my marriage is that there's a very I've always said this. There's a distinct difference between someone who is clever and someone who is smart. And I err on the side of clever, and my wife errs on the side of smart.
Yep.
So when she doesn't immediately understand something, I don't have patience with that. And I need to express some sort of understanding that she, while being a lot smarter than me, doesn't understand things as quickly as I do. So when she doesn't understand shit straight away, I get pissy about it.
Yep.
And I take it out on her. And I'll be like, wait, what do you mean? It was just on the screen. Like, that person just said that. How do you not understand this right now?
Poor Christy.
Yeah, I know. I'm really not selling myself here. I'm a semi-decent husband, okay?
I'm a bit the same though. I fucking I don't have patience for people needing to work stuff out. I'm
It's
really bad
because
with that.
I know how
Can't help
smart she is. Like, she is infinitely more intelligent to me. So when she doesn't understand things quickly, I'm like, how are you not picking this up? I know you're smarter than I am. Like, stop doing this. Yeah.
That's Laura to me, basically.
Oh, right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
I'm that person. It takes me a while to get there, but I get there at the end.
Yeah. Well,
man.
those are my marriage grievances.
Glad we could air that out on there.
Oh, fuck. That's so funny.
Everyone's got them, man. If you don't talk about them, you're lying.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
No one's relationship's perfect. Actually, I would rebut that and say that a perfect relationship should have some sort of conflict.
Yeah.
Because if you're growing as individuals and you're not butting heads about that,
Yeah.
then you're not communicating well enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. There, I said it. So if you've got a relationship and you don't fight with your spouse, shit relationship.
Boring.
You gotta fight a little bit. Like,
It's just common, like, it's human nature. You're living, even if you're not with that person, or you live with people, or you're gonna have some kind of conflict because you're seeing them all the fucking time.
yeah. And it's
Like, remember, like going on tour, like being in bands, going on tour.
yeah.
You get on each other's fucking nerves because you don't have a break from this person. You're always around them.
Yeah.
And
You would find you would couple up in bands as well. Like when you were in a band, you would always have like the one or two guys that you went to shows with, and you would like have your own little ecosystems inside the band as well. And that would branch out and include people who were like roadies or like techs that became long-term things. And you would be like, okay, cool. Well, I go with this person every time I go to the shows now.
Yeah.
So, and I would find like in Trainwreck, I would always go to shows with Daniel.
Yeah.
And in HVH, I would always go to shows with Adzi. God bless him. Wonder what he's doing. Fuck knows. He's a nice guy though. One time I slammed his door inside his boot and he played a show after it. So he picked me up for a show.
Slammed his what?
Slammed his finger.
Oh, you said door.
Yeah,
Slammed
you
his
did.
door inside.
Oh yeah, sorry. I slammed his door over his finger.
Oh,
Yes, okay, that makes more sense.
So he had like a wagon,
fuck.
and I was just like, all right, that's everything, and I just closed the door, and his fingers were in there, and then he played a show like 2 hours later.
Oh my god.
What a fucking trooper,
What an
man.
animal, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
They could have been broken.
They probably were.
They're definitely crushed. Like they were pretty fucking red, but yeah, he just went on playing that
took
show.
it. Yeah.
Yep, took it like a champ.
Holy.
Dude, there was not a thing that was more important than that band while we were in it. Really. I regret that. I really think that I should have like put that band behind like my personal relationships at the time. Because after I stopped playing in that band, I had to make friends again.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
band? As in
HVH.
HVH. Yeah.
Wasn't the same in Trainwreck. Trainwreck was great.
Yeah.
Trainwreck was like the perfect band for me.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't so senior in my workplace at the time, I would have kept playing in that band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But I just didn't have the time. And I was too old anyway, so is what it is.
It was good while it lasted.
Yeah. I still got I mean, you're still my friend, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And
Friend, right?
I'm generally in touch and still love anyone in that band that I played with. Even down to like the guys who came late, like Aaron.
Yeah.
Like he was young when he joined our band, and he wasn't there for as long as the rest of them. But I'm such a well wisher of his. Like I keep track of him online, and I'm like, he's doing good. He's making music. He's a producer now, and I'm a well wisher of his. But with my other band, with HVH, I don't give a fuck what those guys are doing, man. They could be in a gutter for all I care about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they're not, but I don't care either way.
Music's a funny thing like that in the way that, from what I've seen, obviously not having been in bands, it's like you've really got to commit at the time. And I wonder that with a lot of people that like you see, I won't say we're doing well, but as you and G know better than I even.
Yeah.
It's like doing well doesn't mean you're making money off it, right? But like it's such a big part of their life. It's like once you stop, or like if you commit so far down the track and you're like 60, like we're talking other genres, probably not so much the genres you boys played in. It's like, what do you do after that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and
it
like you
takes
said, like, so on the flip side, I was in music in the way that I was a booker and a manager and stuff like that. Honestly, speak to a handful of those people, if that anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, to your point, once I left that scene, fuck, man, I might as well be a fucking stain on a toilet
Correct.
to half those
Yeah.
people. Like, they couldn't fucking
Yeah.
care because I got nothing to offer them anymore. I don't run a venue, so they don't want to fucking talk to me.
Dude, I had a
don't book
snarky
tours.
Facebook post that
So
came
it's
up on
like-
my memories, and it was like, all I had to do was stop playing music, and then people stopped pretending they were my friend.
Yeah,
and I deleted it. But like, very snarky for the time.
No, but like you know what? And it's like you know what? Like like I mean, I get it. If any of those people tune into this show that I used to deal with, and you don't talk to me anymore, it's on you guys. Like you know, but it's just like it's so funny that with the music industry, that the minute you do step away from it. Yeah, that's a very well, like, to be honest, I agree with that status. Yeah. It's so fucking true, man.
Yeah.
There was people that I used to spend countless hours, late nights, fucking traveling this country, helping on tours and things like that. Fucking haven't heard, but like, couldn't tell you what they're up to now. Yeah. Not a fucking thing.
Yeah. It happens. Yeah, definitely happens to me as well. There's heaps of people that I used to always hang out with that I don't even I can speak to anymore.
And I think when I think about this, I think really specifically about Amity Affliction because they were a band who were in a similar genre and they were doing really well, and they were like kind of at a point where they were doing quite well, but probably not well financially. But then like obviously they tipped that curve, and I'm pretty sure they do really well now in terms of finances. But these are dudes who were older than me when I was playing music. So these dudes would all be in their 40s now.
Yeah. Yeah, easy. I think they are.
You know, how long can you play that style of music for?
Yeah.
Into your 40s, into your 50s, you know, with like, and I don't mean this to like, I'm not trying to shit on them, but without really evolving your genre or evolving your style any further. Because like when we went and saw My Chemical Romance, right?
Yeah.
You know, you listen to the first My Chemical Romance, and it evolves into the next one, and then it evolves into the third album, evolves into the fourth album, and these are songs that you can play into your 40s, into your 50s. You know, you can't always have like teen angst running through your soul. You know, and at a point that changes. And I just wonder, like, how long can you sustain that as Amity Affliction? And I guess like the other biggest example in the country now of people who would have had to put everything beside and just focus only on the band so that they could be successful is North Lane. And I met these kids when they were 16 years old. They were opening shows at like Freezer Battle of the Bands, man. Like and they were good then. And they are good, and they still are good. They're probably the best band in Australia in terms of heavy music, I think. They are very, very good. And they're at an age where they can do that now. And I think like hardcore and metal, you can deviate one way or the other as well, because you can deviate into like the heavier sort of grind, or you can deviate into metal or a more typical metal style, and your fans will follow through with you and they'll evolve with you. Or you can do what like your Bring Me the Horizons do, and you start bringing in the clean vocals, and you start to have like that heavy, really produced music, and you could totally do that.
I mean, they're pop rock now, to be honest. Like,
they're doing stadium shows.
Their latest tracks are 100% pop rock.
So like those guys did it effectively, is what I'm saying. North Lane are the best example of like if you're in the hardcore scene, you're in that sort of like genre. That's a roadmap of how you can keep and sustain your band. Whereas Amity Affliction, I don't think that's sustainable. I think they're currently sustained off of the fans that they did have, and they might be getting some new ones every day, but like they're not evolving, man. And I really feel like surely they have therapists. Like that would be so fucking depressing, man. Like just playing the same music.
I think they get in the bag though. Like I think they'll play music as long as they keep getting the bag.
That's true,
dude. It's like
there's always new fans going to be rolling through. I
think about that with like your fucking like late 80s, early 90s fucking pop people, like your Daryl Braithwaites and your Shannon Knowles. It's like, when does that not get depressing? That like you walk on stage and people
you private school prick. Oh, fuck your missus
and your mum.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, when does that not get to you? Like, and like to your point, maybe it doesn't get to you till you stop making money from it. Like,
totally.
That must be it.
Right.
Like, because you know you're going to walk on stage, and from the minute that Daryl Braithwaite walks on stage, it's like play horses. Which, mind you, one summer, in my opinion, better. But like, you know, horses. It's like that's it. That's what he's known for. And it's like Shannon, what about me? And it's just like.
When they're
getting the money, man. That's what's keeping them going.
When it's overplayed, it's overplayed. And like, you know, there are. I mean, I have to admit that most of the populace, they have dog shit opinion on music. So they'll walk out and they'll listen to horses and they'll love it the same every time. They'll go to a pub and the cover band will play Mr. Brightside, and they'll go.
I was literally about to say Mr. Brightside.
I fucking hate that song.
The quintessential white person anthem.
And as a prolific Killers
anything
lover,
Bon Jovi?
like I love Killers. I fucking hate Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
To my core, I cannot stand that song.
Oh, do they have other songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Dude, it is.
That's
That
like
is
me with
a
Metallica.
bottom
can't,
three.
Can't listen to Enter Sandman.
That's fair.
I fucking hate that song so much.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
And as someone who recently discovered Metallica, never had listened to them, I can say I don't actually think that album's any good. I think
Black Album.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, is that Black Album? No, Black Album's actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one
Okay,
were you
I take that
thinking?
back.
You think of Master of Puppets?
I think I was thinking of Master of Puppets. Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know.
He's out to
That's
get you.
another. That's another marriage thing. Yeah. Christy was upset about that.
Hey, Christy, what album do you really love? What was it?
What was it?
Master of what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, it's shit.
She showed me a song and I was like, that's probably the worst Metallica song I've heard. And she was like, that's done irreparable damage. I need time to process this.
Yeah. Core memory on that.
Yeah. Liam, if you could leave the house, I'll let you know when you're welcome back.
Go and play with your friends for a little while.
Dude. And her
traffic.
favorite, her other favorite band is Nine Inch Nails. And my impression of Nine Inch Nails is that's every Nine Inch Nails song.
It's pretty accurate.
It's that's fucking bang on, man. I've since listened to the Nine Inch Nails discography and actually liked it. So that's a little update for you there.
I have a similar
Never
opinion on Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Then you think every song sounds
To
the
a
same?
point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. That's fair. It kind of does.
It kind of does. Like, I can pick the
California.
differences, but I'm just like, oh, it was the other one. Whoops, my bad. Like, it's always the fucking same.
Yeah, where are they from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you listen to the lyrics, they might say it in the songs. but-
Can we talk about your favorite band, Jay? Pearl Jam? Can you tell everyone how much you love Pearl Jam?
Don't get me fucking started. on fucking Pearl Jam.
Yeah,
What are you saying, Eddie Vedder? What the fuck are you saying?
Oh, man.
He's not saying words. He's not saying any words.
What producer is sitting in that booth going, this is
It's like, yeah, this is the
fucking
shit.
it.
Dude,
This is
anyone
fire.
It
who
was it.
loves listening to Pearl Jam rips bongs. That's my.
You probably need to listen to it.
It actually makes it like you can listen to it then. Like,
Yeah.
I know exactly what he's saying. What
Yeah,
are you talking about?
yeah.
It's like, oh, you're blazed.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I just need to
Dude, you know what sucks is the riff behind that has so much potential as well that.
The music, it's not bad. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
If you took the guitars and the guitarists and just put them in another band, they'd be so much better. Because the
So if
riffs
you
are
got
like
rid
pretty
of
good.
Eddie Vedder.
I fucking hate Eddie Vedder. It's not great. It's like it's that whole era of bands though for me. that I can't
So
do.
your most hated band would be Pearl Jam.
I don't know actually.
What do you reckon
It's-
your most
that's definitely
hated?
up
What do you
there.
reckon your most hated band is?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't actually hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I hate Pink.
I just don't think they're the. Yeah.
I have a- I have a-
It's the same fucking song.
I have a
Every
visceral.
time.
I have a visceral hate for Pink.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
I can't
fair.
stand her. Absolute
That's come
queen
up
of the
before.
Bogans. Don't like her music.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
Yeah. I'm not a fan either. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you my most hated.
Yeah, I don't know. Hate's a strong word. I don't think I hate
Yeah.
any
What about
music
song?
music.
Most hated song.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Surely I've thought about this. There's a lot of bad songs out there. It's probably Mr. Brightside. No, it's not. Mr. Brightside is a listenable song at its core. I just fucking hate it. I can't. I just listen to it so many times that I can't stand it.
Yep.
Oh, what's a song that everyone loves that I think is really bad?
Bruno Mars, Grenade.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Just there's a lot
it's
of
just
Bruno
overtime.
Mars that I'm just not down with.
Nah, for me, it's a workplace in-house music trigger.
yeah.
Toys R Us days, Bruno Mars, Grenade.
PTSD.
Yeah.
And
Funnily enough, Grenade.
I don't know, whoever did that one that was saying Umbrella over and over again
Oh,
because
Rihanna.
they
Oh,
should
Rihanna.
burn in hell. Because that is a painful
Great
earwig.
intro to Umbrella.
I like that song.
Yeah, that's cool. That's,
Yeah.
that's very cool.
I mean them no harm, but
Yeah.
wow. That
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah, totally.
Thanks for your burning hell.
Yeah, look. I'm just saying.
Outside of that, no harm.
Yeah, no, it was like if you hear that over and over and over again every 20 minutes. Those two songs,
Yeah, it's
coming back around the
that would
in-house
drive you fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
at workplace rotation.
Absolutely.
I know Christy's one. It's Let's Get Loud.
Oh,
She hates that
J-Lo?
song. Man. Yeah, can't stand
great
it.
song.
Specifically that song.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Let's Get Loud. She can't, just absolutely cannot stop.
One of mine would definitely be For Non-Blondes. What's going on?
like, what's going on?
No, I don't know.
What's the song?
Look it up. Play it for us.
Yeah.
Is this like,
Jay used to cover it. What's and used to fucking bring down the house.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, is it that song?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Jay played
I'm sorry, I'll
out,
stop.
played to a sold out SB front bar.
Oh, my
used to.
yeah.
And they fucking lost their
They
mind.
would have lost it,
Like when
yeah.
she was playing it,
Yeah.
you
Wow.
would hear them from the street.
Yeah.
And I tried. Horrible song.
yeah, the first time I ever heard that, or like I thought that was from a fucking, from a meme.
Yeah.
that fucking He-Man. I thought it was a He-Man meme. And then I was just like,
It's very real.
and I was like, I love this.
That He-Man version is better than the original.
Oh yeah, no, that's the part I was imitating just before. I don't actually know if I
Know
don't
the
hear-
song.
Yeah, not properly. Just from that.
You know who I don't? John Legend. Don't hate, but
Yeah. Overrated.
yeah, anything John Legend comes on, like on a playlist, something I'm like, yeah, next.
Big time
Yeah.
overrate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I back
There's
that.
songs that we always hum when we're like in game chat. There's songs that someone will sing, start
the
singing.
earwigs.
Yeah, and we'll
In
just,
general.
and we'll all start fucking singing it. And
Yeah.
we're like, why? Who started this?
Yeah.
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 It's
Most
normally
of the time it's Jamie. Yeah.
I'm also definitely guilty of that as well.
Yeah.
And, Liam definitely does it as well.
No, I don't do songs. I pick up like a meme,
but it's a-
and I'll
yeah, but
say
it's a
it
random-
over and
Oh my
over.
God.
It'll be like
Yeah,
a
no.
phrase. Or
You're
like,
What was that
you're
one?
more guilty on that.
Optimum Prime.
Yeah. Nah, I'll
optimal bribe.
That was like, it was like every 3 or 4 seconds he would be saying that. Just like, oh my God.
Yeah, no.
I'm going insane.
Fortnite added a Transformers gun. I couldn't stop thinking about it. We were playing Fortnite.
This is what you hear when you enter hell.
Optimal bribe.
no, you definitely lock in on the sound bites and
Yeah,
just keep going. Yeah.
It's like
But
what's the-
it's so annoying. It's so annoying, but it's also so contagious.
It's hilarious.
Dude, it goes,
yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like funny and then it's not funny and then it rounds the bend back to funny again.
But we really had to struggle through that middle
Oh
section.
yeah, it's a fucking
Yeah, the
slog,
not funny
man.
part is
It's
not
such a
very
slog.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
Which is probably what this podcast is like, by the way. So like it rounds a bend and then it's funny again.
Yeah.
Those
We've
last
covered
50
a lot of
minutes,
random
banger.
fucking topics. Yeah.
There was a period there where I forgot we were recording, but we probably need to stop right.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
that's probably about
probably.
the cue to wrap up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Well, look,
The first time we realized what time it is. It's too
well, look.
long.
Anyone out there who is listening, can you inbox us your most hated song of all time, and
Yes.
we'll play a little soundbite, and we'll discuss whether or not we hate it.
Yeah.
On the next episode.
That's
Yeah,
great
why
idea.
not? It's a really good idea, actually. Yeah. Fuck. Excellent trans.
Excellent
It's-
trans.
Out of my own back there. And but otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Yeah.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to our episode, our newest episode. And if you liked it, we would really appreciate it if you went over to iTunes or to Spotify, whatever it is you listen to this on, and maybe just gave us a review. Probably a 5-star one would be more helpful, but we would prefer it if you were honest about your feelings towards us, because that's how great relationships blossom. All right, bye guys, bye. Bye, bye, bye.
And fuck the slow-mo.
Snakes, he's playing.